Yeah. Yeah. I got bad thoughts that make my mind scared. Hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe on my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me your way cause I don't like here. Ghosts of my past, they fill in the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Ah! Manifestations of my fears. Regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free, but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All the lights are fading now. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Body free, but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. On my way to you, good at what I do. I'm OMW. Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in this morning. Welcome again to another episode of Beard Bonnet Chronicles with your boy James Williams, DJ XXXclusive. Welcome all. Shout out to everybody in the chat room this morning. I see you tuning in. I appreciate you for being here. Bluebird on my shoulder. Big piece, Onyx Squared. One Lost Spirit. Happy birthday to you. Blow one for me in solidarity as well, too. Happy birthday to you. One's Truth, what's going on? Good morning, y'all. Mario Drake, good morning, Mom and Daddy. Good morning. I know y'all watching as well, too. Tyler Heckler, good morning as well. So, I know earlier Tuesday I said we were going to get on and talk about the DJing troubles and everything else, but there's a lot of stuff going on that I think that we need to cover. So instead, we are going to cover this Carlee Russell press conference from yesterday because, my gosh, it's a lot to unpack. So I do have some special guests joining me today, but before we bring them on, let's take a look at some of this press conference. Yes, before we get started with that, David, you go ahead and bring it up on the screen. Everybody in the chat room, drop how you feeling today. What's your mental health rating? That's one thing I always have to do on my show. Get a mental health check-in and see how everybody's doing. I will say I'm about an 8. 8 has been my level, and I'm okay with that. I'm about a good 8. So drop how you feeling this morning in the chat rooms, and let's see if we can make that day better, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this. We're going to get into it because we only got 30 minutes, and I think this clip is about 12. But it's important to watch the majority of it because we can get a valid timeline and everything that's going on. So if you did not see it yesterday, here's a press conference regarding the disappearance of Carlee Russell. And if you don't remember who Carlee Russell is, she disappeared about sometime last week, saying that there was a toddler walking on the side of the road. This case. So be very interested to see. Let's take a listen.
Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Do you own your home in New York?
Good old commercials. You can't live with them. You can't live without them, huh?
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where am I supposed to go? How are you? I'm right next to the exit 10, by the Bonnet, like you get off by the Bonnet. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Okay, towards that Tuscaloosa or toward 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound, or how old they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like.
Yeah, David, let's skip the call. And David, while you're doing that, and get that pause before you play the rest of it, let's go ahead and bring in our guest today. Of course, y'all know them. There's no introduction needed, but we're going to introduce them anyway. My sister from another Mister, the Queen Rebecca Azor, my brother from another mother, Benjamin Dixon. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm over here at Beard Bonnet Chronicles. I'm excited. What's going on?
Y'all over here on the BBC.
No, the BBC, the British Broadcasting.
The British Broadcasting Channel. Yes.
Oh man.
Good
Rebecca,
morning.
Good morning. There you go.
There we go.
Rebecca Azor is in the house. Azor, how you doing, sis?
All right.
I'm doing good. How are you? How are you?
Good.
Rebecca, you in like your grown woman era. You've been coming over looking like real sophisticated and stuff. So I'm just
Thank
like,
you.
Hey,
What's happening is that this is how I look in real life. I just been coming and bumming it on the show.
you've been coming to bum it on the show.
Yeah, no, because it's really, listen, when you're doing 6 jobs trying to make sure you maintain your.
Sometimes you just got to make it.
Yeah, when
Right.
you're working with 6, 7 jobs, you got to.
Which is what I'm doing right now, which is why I'm looking the way. But Rebecca, I got to echo that my there's a clip that you guys put out from the show, like it or not, about 2 weeks ago, and you had on this green. And I was watching, and my wife looked over my shoulder, and she was watching. She said, "Rebecca, looking grown woman today." I said, "All right, now,
See what I'm saying?
You know what?
Right.
So it's your grown woman era."
It
It's
is,
your
and
grown
I'm
woman
gonna be
era.
honest. That is what I'm walking in. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it really is as I'm putting on that. It really is my grown woman era. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm 33 now, grown woman, not a child, not an old lady, but this is my, time to be as sexy as I want to be.
There it is.
And
I like that.
and I'm sexy as hell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And shout out to Jada for the compliment. Mwah. Love her, mean it.
Yes, tell Jada we said, hey, I haven't seen Jada in
yes.
so long.
Yeah.
So y'all, this whole
said,
Carlee
hey.
Russell thing, man. So disappointed. So I wanted to bring y'all in on this part because this is where it starts to get real interesting. This part of the press conference where they started dropping the whole timeline of where she went, what she claimed that happened, the man in the trees. It's just a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot. So if y'all don't mind, we'll play the rest of the footage and we'll talk about it.
Your show. Go ahead, baby.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by our family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case.
Wow.
Chile. That's a whole lot. Rebecca, I'll let you start off because I know we've been having our conversations about this in our chat.
Let me start first, okay, by saying some positives, and then I'll get to everything else.
Then we break it down. Yeah.
I just want to shout out to everybody. Again, I said this on Like It or Not, and I'll say it here on Bubba's Beard Chronicles. And so I'll see, which you should change the title to that. I think it's cuter. But I honestly want to give a shout out to everybody who utilized their platform to push the story of a Black missing woman to the forefront and keep it in the headlines, keep it as top news stories in every news hour, keep it as the news story, because we understand that there is a huge disparity in how they cover stories of Black women who are missing with their health issues, sex trafficking, anything like that. Right now, we have over tens of thousands of Black women missing who their stories have gone nowhere. So we got the opportunity to get this going, and I want to give everybody who participated, everybody who made sure that this story stood out so that this woman who we thought was missing could be found. And so I want to give a shout out to everyone with that. And in the same breath, I also want to say that this is a one-off. It's a very, it's crazy. Very
absolutely.
theatrical, but a one-off, because all those Black women that are missing, this is not their story. And we did such a good job on keeping that up. I love how we came together to do it. That means that when we come together, what happens? Happens. Stuff gets done. It's possible.
Right.
Secondly, now let me go to the part where I just want to be quick with it, because I'm going to run and get my charger for the computer. We have to be careful in how we join in on these conversations. I ain't going to hold you. Initially, I was shocked. I was upset. I was cracking up. It was so much of this that was going on for me when I watched the press conference.
Yeah.
Because I said, now, why would she get to... The first thing I thought about the toilet paper portion, there have been times in my youth where I have taken toilet paper because wasn't none at the house from the job. So I thought maybe this was a struggle. So that's the first thing I thought. I said, now, girl, I know those days. That's what I said. And then as he continued with the facts of the story, the facts, this is where everything got crazy. Your search story, your search, what was being searched up,
engine,
clearly, what you were Googling and things like that. It's crazy. How can we come behind you off this, sis? What was going through your mind? Now, we got to be careful how we as a Black community go into the spaces and say, that's why I knew I should have never believed, and all those things. And I'm never going to repost. I'm never going to do that. This woman's story should not be the end all be all for all the Black women that are missing. And I have been missing since before she went missing. Okay. So I want to make that clear. There is still thousands of women who are missing, whose stories have not gone anywhere, nowhere. And if we can do this with this, that means that we can definitely get these girls home some way, shape, or form. We can start getting some answers. There's a way. So let's not let this deter us from focusing. Now, this girl, I will be right back. Take me down, David. I'm coming right back. I'm gonna go get my charger. Ben, you tap in. I'll be back.
Look, man, I don't have a whole lot to say outside of what Rebecca has already said, man. I didn't really post. I didn't post anything of my own about her, but I furiously was sharing everything I could find. Find. I was trying to spread it as much as everyone else did. And I'm not mad about that at all. I don't. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to the next person that's missing. I'm going to lean in, and I am grateful that so many people. Here's the thing. I guarantee you, Carlee did not expect for this to get this much attention.
Absolutely.
She absolutely had no idea that this would be the rare occasion that the world actually gave a damn about a Black woman. Like who would figure that this would become in no time flat, like international news? She definitely didn't think that. None of us thought that, but we saw the momentum and our opportunity to help her out. And so everybody leaned in. So I would say to everyone who did lean in again next time. You know what I mean? Because the next time it will probably be a true story, because there's far more many true stories of Black women being abducted and not having any kind of attention on that particular case. But I will say this is unfortunately the opportunity for a lot of people who love to point the finger at Black women. I mean, this is a good week for them, right? They're really grandstanding and jumping all over all of Black women because of this. And that just really just goes to show you that there are some people who don't have any type of engagement online except for the joy of attacking Black women. And I'm not going to call out any names this morning. I've called them out on Twitter, and I'll probably just keep doing it there. But if you get your rocks off on attacking Black women in any scenario, how do you consider yourself a part of the Black community, Black man?
Absolutely.
That's my question. Go. That's it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, David, Rebecca's wanting to come back.
I was about to go off.
But yeah, I echo everything that y'all said. And even up to the part to where it probably wasn't until when he started reading the whole timeline of everything, I still had that glimmer of hope. I'm like, okay, there could have been a toddler walking, but then they showed that little video footage. I'm just like, yeah, it don't look like nobody got out the car to get nobody.
It wasn't the video footage for me. It was not the video footage. It was when that man started saying, "Here are the facts." It's football fields. Here are the facts.
She says straight.
He said, by the time it was just a couple of minutes, I said, man. Then he said the cheese crackers that she said she was fed were also synonymous with the cheese crackers she left behind. Girl, you didn't even grab the evidence.
Hey, Rebecca, did y'all see that somebody pulled up her Twitter account where
and she said taking two?
What's her favorite movie?
She don't go. Wait, no, she says she doesn't go anywhere without her snacks, and that was 10 years ago.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Do you see from 2013, 10 years ago, they found her thing that Taken Two was her favorite movie. And
man!
You see what I'm saying? While we're laughing about this, I said she has to understand. We went through an emotional roller coaster. The other day, I said whether or not. And I was hoping that I was on the weather side.
Right.
And I was on the not. And I said, whether or not she is lost or not, but let's just give ourselves a round of applause. That was me standing in the gap for old girl. Standing in the gap.
Right.
And for her to do, and I know and it's crazy because people do want to, and I want to be clear. We got to, Ben, you said a point. This woman went out there not knowing if the world was going to care about her. That says a lot in itself because this nation does not care about specifically, if we can just we're going to generalize down to Black women.
Come on.
When Black women are missing, when Black women are at the top of the news story for whatever reason, we understand that Black woman may possibly not get justice. I mean, we got to understand that. No matter what. I mean, we saw what happened with Breonna Taylor. Anything that has to do with Black women, no matter how big, we can make it, justice may never come. So we were like, oh, we're going to the front lines on today for a missing Black woman. Oh no, baby. We're heading to keep this in the news. We had to see with us, white women who go missing immediately get media coverage. They're going to get the hard stories. They're going to get that placement in mainstream media.
Yeah.
Black women, it has to circulate as possibly a conversation in social media. It has to be on a popular thread. A popular TikToker has to say something about it, retweet it, and then it'll move up and then it'll get to us. And then we put it on our platform. And then from us putting it on our platforms, it'll go now into some local news. The local news, now it's going to go into mainstream media. It takes 6 jobs just to be mentioned, if it even is mentioned in that news cycle. And if it is forgotten, just the Black woman is just forgotten. She's forgotten. So Carlee did not think that we were going to come and bat for her. She did not think that because it is
the whole nation.
The whole nation. We came, and that is very telling. So everybody that's like, that's why I ain't gonna repost. I ain't gonna do. She shouldn't even be. I already knew where your mind was before. That's right. You didn't give a damn. It was popular. Yeah. It was something that was trendy. So you jumped on it. If you did it with your heart and your soul, because you believed that this woman was actually missing, as we all did.
Yep.
And we thought, we thought sending a SOS would at least do something. You did just enough. Okay. So you saying that you ain't gonna do nothing for the next person? There are so many. If we're talking about stats, the next time you do it, it may actually help somebody.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
most likely it will help some. I mean, because how often do we have cases of faked kidnappings? Right. That's not a common occurrence. So when someone is missing, chances are they are literally missing. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, DJ.
Absolutely. Oh no, I was about to say the same thing. You know, it's a lot of people are saying, they're glad that we stepped up. And we did what needed to be done, even though we may be disappointed in Carlee. Of course, everything is still coming out, but we still did what needed to be done because things like this, we don't get these types of things that happen all the time where somebody's found or we go nationwide by just retweeting and doing what needs to be done as Black people. We don't get that attention. Of course, like y'all said, there are several other Black and brown people that are missing, have been missing, especially Black men and Black women as well, and no traces of. So I'm glad that everybody stepped up and did what needed to be done. And I just hope everybody realizes that this is what we need to do as a people, to come together and make sure that we're okay, because they're not going to do it for us. So stay in the forefront and still help and do what we need to do. Don't give a damn if anybody crying wolf or not. You know, sometimes just got to help and do what we need to do.
Rebecca Azor, are you with me? Are you chuckling at the same? Why did they do that to this?
What did y'all do?
Hey, put her up without the wig. Oh, and somebody said, that's when
don't rewind it.
Somebody said when Carlee said, "Oh no, my family is supposed to be without my wig," and she came home. To come home.
Why me and Rebecca tearing up at the same?
Yeah, both of y'all did. I'm just like, what are y'all laughing at? What did I say? Oh shit, it's the wig.
Oh my God, the power of a wig. Oh my God.
Right. Carlee is safe, y'all. Okay. So I am pissed like everybody else, and I can be. Because look, we went through an emotional roller coaster. She doesn't understand. But again, her reasoning, she ain't think nobody was coming for her like us. She ain't think the nation was really going to pull behind her. I don't know where her plans were. I don't know the information that the police officers had found that is very sensitive to her family that she searched up. Okay. We don't know if it was suicide. We don't know if she's trying to kill somebody. We don't know what it was, what it pertained to. We can say that there's mental health involved in here. There is something she was suffering. It's not an excuse that we can't hold her accountable. Let me be clear.
Right.
Because a lot has went down. We can note, but not stay in, the fact that there are people that are going to utilize this to make it the end all be all for protecting Black women and believing them.
Right.
So we can note that, but we shouldn't stay there, because the stats show that this is a one-off, right? Secondly, what I do know in this moment is I would love to hear more answers from her. Yeah. Her family is the one that's going out there and going to bat for her, but they have so much information. The officers say that I don't trust the cops. I know that this thing that they're doing,
they did a good job.
I don't believe it's lies. I don't believe it's lies. I don't believe it's lies, but they definitely came out and did what and they're like, listen, we're in cooperation. Oh, yeah. We're in cooperation. But I know that they're pissed.
They know they are.
Pissed.
I know.
During that conference, he looked like he was upset. Like,
listen,
it was six football fields.
It started off like, hey, this is her story. And then it went into but let me give you an example of what she said. And now let me give you the facts.
Here the facts.
She liked taking. And then he came back at the end and said, I mean, yeah, it's kind of strange. It's strange to me that she searched up taken. While she went missing.
The search history. Like, I want to know what these other search. I mean, no, I don't. Because I mean, I probably got some search history stuff that I'm like, y'all don't need to know about that. So
me and my best friend were talking. We're like, I don't want nobody going through our search history
at all, girl.
I would be embarrassed.
Shout out to Roller Dragon for dropping a reminder. Goots, when we talk about cases that aren't covered in terms of kidnapping of women, indigenous women also, right? Yeah. There's just two categories of women in this country that when they are kidnapped and taken, that's just it. And that's Black women and indigenous women. So thanks for that reminder to Roller Dragon.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the mental health aspect of it, because people are saying we shouldn't blame it on that. And I get that.
Sorry, Shade Dragon. My fault. I'm sorry, Rebecca. It was Shade Dragon. Not all these dragons. Go ahead.
Yeah. We should not focus on the mental health aspect of it. But she knew damn well that she wasn't trying to kill herself, or from what we know, from what we can assess, from what they gave us, right? Because we don't know what that missing information that was sensitive, that wasn't given to us, what that was about. But we know there was we can assess that there was a mental health. There was a break in her mental health. And she was crying out for something. But I believe that, she should be held accountable. Now, me waking up and seeing that she's in jail for 5 years, problematic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Problematic for me. But whatever else she needs for help and to be reprimanded, which is not extreme, we got to go through that, because this was something, if it was kept locally, I'm pretty sure, but this was national, and it put Hoover Police Department on literally on television. He came with his magenta suit.
Did you see?
Somebody said he was looking like Jesse Duplantis.
He made sure, that's crazy, man. He made sure that he came with his Sundays the best, because if you don't think that they're going to do 6 jobs, this girl's home. But they're still like, oh no, we're gonna get to the bottom of it, and we're gonna keep it nice. We're gonna keep it nice. We're gonna keep it cute, and we're gonna do our portion of it. Oh, but if y'all want answers, y'all gonna get answers.
Okay. So David talking about he decided to wear his suit that make him match the colors of Beard Bonnet Chronicles. Rebecca talking about he looked like, you know what? And I didn't go.
Mario, that was, hey man, hilarious.
Y'all, I do have some new footage that was just presented. Okay. So David, let's take a look at this real quick.
Toddler out here on the freeway. Is there any way you can send anybody, because I'm scared for her? Please, somebody come help. Hey, yeah, I called him. Can you see my hazard lights? Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, I see. Look, I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get here, so don't be asking all these damn questions. Just make sure you right there when I get there, goddamn. Because I'm right here on I-459. It ain't gonna take them that long to get here. So just make sure you right there. Are you coming? Yeah, I'm putting a wig on my seat right now. Just hold on. I gotta make sure like something happen. Shit.
But I'm saying, you know it ain't gonna take them long to get there. They right around the damn corner, trace and shit.
Hold on, can't forget my damn phone. Hold on.
Did you get my snacks and shit?
Yes, I got your damn snacks. Now chill out. Shit. Here I come.
Hey.
What?
Have you checked the internet lately?
No, what's wrong?
Check your Facebook page.
They got a camera up there?
Apparently they fucking do.
Shit, I got to go home.
Hold on, let me get this before you leave.
I got to go home.
Listen, there's a lot of rumors and conspiracy theory that is going around as it relates to the
Carlee. Man.
But there is a lot of memes. Somebody said, I can really respect Carlee for doing her research.
Do your own research.
I wish you would have did it from like behind a VPN, or not the work computer, or like doing the private mode on her phone in her browser.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Ben.
I just want better for everyone. When you're going to commit a crime, don't search it up on the internet, please.
When you're going to commit a crime, when you're going to commit, and let me tell you something, I will only have this conversation with somebody Black. Yeah. Nobody white better sit at any table with
a damn thing
and expect me to have a conversation with them on this.
That's real.
Okay. And I'm gonna be honest with you on this one. I know later tonight I'll be on the Leftist Mafia, and absolutely love the guys. And I even talked to Ole about this. I don't know how I can really flesh this conversation out with somebody white, except for, and David, I love you, except for questions that you may have. That's it. Any commentary, like it's gonna make me uncomfortable.
You know who I can't have this conversation with? Black men who got this chip on their shoulder against Black women, because that really might send me and help me catch a case, because to see people see Black men use this as just another chip in their attack on Black women, you know, that really makes me want to catch a charge with some of these folks. So I understand where you're coming from, Rebecca, because there's certain thresholds and lines where you're like, nah, I can't even talk to you about this one.
Yeah, but I also say that to say,
they keep putting it. Go ahead.
The memes are funny. So if you are white and laughing in secret, okay, fine.
if you're making
we
these
are
really good
on
moves.
air, you do not get to laugh with me because I'm gonna look at you crazy. But the memes are ridiculous. But the reason I say that is because I think of right wingers who are already grabbing this. Fox News is probably already have this on replay to the fact that they're going to talk about the money that was spent, which money was spent. They're going to talk about all of this stuff, resources that were utilized, time that was wasted, and how we went to bat for her because she was Black. And we should not just go off of her simply being a Black woman. We should go off of, and you hear my talking points, and you know how my talking points will push this. No, you know how my talking points that I'm telling you right now are very factual, and how if you go on Fox right now, it's going to be that, and it's going to be so much that all of these MFers are going to get on Twitter and they are going to drown your timeline with "don't trust Black women" type of talking points.
Yeah, you already know that's going to be the rhetoric that's spit. You already know it.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry to that. I don't know what, I would love to know her motivations one day. I don't particularly care. I am actually still glad that she's safe.
Thank you. Can we all agree to that part of it? We're glad that she's safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad that she's safe.
But girl,
girl,
you don't have us out here.
You know what's bad? It's like here's the thing. Here's the truth about being Black in America. You really do have to slow down and consider what are the ramifications of my individual, like this little silly thing that I'm getting ready to do. How is this going to be applied to every single Black person who ever existed? That's the problem. Like, people make dumb decisions every single day. People do things worse than this sister did, as silly as she did, as ridiculous as she did, and it's not applied to the entire community. But when Black folks do something, they like to extrapolate and say, see, this is why I don't trust Black women, or see, this is the problem with Black people. So it's unfortunate. But next time y'all decide to do a crime, please just take in consideration the reputation of the entire Black community, because that's how America
tap in with us in this. And then honestly, if you are going through any mental issues, baby, there's somebody, I promise you. If you are feeling alone, if you're not feeling like you're loved by your family, you can't talk to your family, whatever the case may have been for you, because we do not know exactly what it may have been for you. I still want grace for her, but their accountability, both of those things can still be something for her. Accountability and grace. I'm happy, but something was off. The tension was she was looking for attention. There was a disconnect with her and her family, you can see. But at the same time, wherever she was, whatever she was doing, we're not going to know until she does let us know. But if this was something mental health related, like a really break in her mental health, we, should
she should have been ready to play that card. I mean, if y'all gonna put the Black community in this kind of precarious position, to please at least play the part, like play the role all the way out. So
and if you're gonna leave your wig, at least just like leave it in the woods somewhere, not in the car. I mean,
and I just realized why the family would share a picture of her without the wig. Is because honestly, if you saw her without the wig, you probably wouldn't recognize the picture.
Totally different. It's a totally different person.
It's a very unfortunate reality, but damn, I'm sorry.
And that's honestly the truth. Maybe that was a good thing they did share the picture without the wig, because if you're looking at the pictures of her with everything on, it looked like two different people. She looked like there's a TikToker or Instagrammer, Kendra Bland, the one that does the SpongeBob videos, and they did a side-by-side picture, and it just looks like they look like the same person, and it's complete difference. It's so funny. But yeah, I'm glad they did it without the wig, but my God, girl, just come on, man.
She showed up at the house shortly thereafter. Anyway,
with a busted lip and a little rip in the t-shirt.
She could only go so far with the injuries to herself.
In the back seat and the tzatziki's, and had the nerve to say that they fed you cheese and crackers.
She's supposed to run her face to the wall like enough to like look injured. She said, "Nah, the best I can do is a busted lip, right?"
Because we all seen not what's love got to do with it, but thin line between love and hate. Y'all remember when she beat herself up?
Literally,
she tried.
Hey, girl, is that serious?
All
He
right.
said, "Nah, I'm just gonna go take
Anyways,
this
I
charge."
pray for Carlee. I think we've covered every aspect of how we
Everything,
feel
yes.
emotion wise.
Oh man.
And honestly, I am signing off. Listen,
Yes.
I love you guys. Thank you, Bubba, for having me. I don't know. This is your show. I don't know how you sign off. Do I leave?
Yes, thank y'all
Let's
for
do this.
coming, Benjamin and Rebecca. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much, man. And I'll see y'all on Saturday.
Hey,
Y'all
glad
give
to-
it up again for Ben and Rebecca. Thank
I
y'all.
love
Love
y'all.
y'all. Mean it. And we'll see y'all Saturday. All right, y'all. And that's gonna wrap it up for David and myself. Let me get the song here going. Give you a dad joke for the day. My boss said he was going to fire the employee with the worst posture. I have a hunch it's going to be me. Love y'all. Mean it. Your affirmation for today is I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be happy. Love y'all. Mean it. We will see y'all on Saturday, 10 a.m. for Like It or Not. Shout out again to Rebecca and Ben for joining me this morning so we can go ahead and have this conversation about Carlee Russell, man. Glad that she's home. Hate what she did. I'm just ready to hear more of the story, man. So y'all stay tuned and keep it locked here on the Benjamin Dixon Show channel. Beard Bonnet Chronicles, Like It or Not. See y'all soon, man. Deuces.
They wanna judge me, I'll testify. Catch me on Insta, I'm verified. They want me quiet, I amplify. I'm on my way to the best thing that you've ever seen. You know that you bow to the queen. You lose all your senses and reason. I'll give you something to believe.